Ooh, this should be an interesting one.
Round 3.
Are these deck lists correct?
100% correct.
Fantastic. On the left-hand side, Justin Gebing's playing Blue Moon, which is a blue-red control deck requiring you to resolve Blood Moon to win the game.
On the right, we have Billy Comminos. Notable, no, he will not give you his deck list. Playing Restore Balance.
So the only card I'm 100% sure is in Billy's deck list is Restore Balance.
Here's another card I'm 100% sure is in Billy's deck list, Blood Moon.
Really?
Yes.
All right, so we have dueling Blood Moons. Who do you think sideboards them out faster?
Pretty sure Billy's are in the board to start.
Oh, okay.
So
is that a Nahiri?
Yeah, there's Nahiri.
I'm so excited. This is fantastic. All right. Here's a Plains and a Border Post, picking the Plains back up.
Border Post, notably, does not give a damn about a Blood Moon.
Correct.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Justin's second turn. He's gonna yield. Is that a Torrential Gearhulk? That's an exciting card to see in modern play.
Yeah, that's really exciting if you like seeing standard cards.
We're gonna suspend Greater Gargadon. This is a solid choice.
Yeah, this is gonna potentially go the distance here.
I can go the distance.
Alright, so we're both sacking and fetching. Sinking our sacks. I like that a lot. Saves a lot of time on shuffling.
Yeah, when you're same sacking. Similar sacrifices.
There is a Blood Moon in the main. There it is.
All right, fantastic.
At least one. So if Billy has a Cascade spell, so this Restore Balance deck runs the same Cascade spells that the Living End deck runs.
Okay, this version or just Restore Balance decks in general?
Just in general.
Okay.
They might also run like Ardent Plea and like change the numbers up or something like that. But
sure.
3 mana Cascade spells in the name of the game. Oh, he drew a Restore Balance. That's not good. So he could cast one now, but it doesn't do much.
Yeah, this is the challenge. Is I think what Bill really wants to do is empty his hand, so that if this Restore Balance were to resolve, he has an advantage.
So the Restore Balance is almost certainly not going to resolve if Justin knows what's in Billy's deck.
Sure.
So the payoff here is destroying all of Justin's lands. The downside is if he counters a Restore Balance, you're in bad shape.
Sure. There's a Border Post to add to the...
So Billy does have a Nahiri in hand, and he can use that to bait out another counter spell. But with Justin just sitting on 5 mana open, he's more than willing to not test the waters here.
Yeah, and I think Billy's pretty well versed on this modern format, so I can imagine that he senses that this Blue Moon deck would have a Cryptic Command ready, which is one of the ways it gets. I mean, it's a little bit of an advantage. It counters draws, but that's one way where it really kind of locks you down. Once they start doing stuff like that.
6 mana now for Justin. Missing a trigger on this Gargadon.
That's no good.
Yeah,
sure.
It could be considered a detrimental trigger.
Sure. I don't know. All right, so Billy's gonna end step beta spell here. And so what he's going to try and do here is put this Restore Balance on the stack. And if Justin is going to counterspell it, then he's going to have an opportunity at resolving his Planeswalker next turn.
Correct. Or if he has the sorcery speed, but I don't know how many restore balances are in the deck.
Right.
Oh man, he's got the Henny's expertise.
Oh, this is another avenue he has to casting in. So this card doesn't have any casting cost. So you can't play it from the stack, right? Is that... You can't play it from your hand.
It. See if Justin has the counter here. It doesn't look good.
Alright, so Justin's going to go down to 1 land, I think is what the story is here. That's a big deal.
Alright, so down to 1 land, 4 cards in hand. So he has to discard a card. Blood Moon's
Blood
down.
Moon wisely finds the graveyard. Oh. Alright.
Bolt you.
Lightning Bolt is gonna...
I don't know why he didn't bolt first. I mean, the card in his hand that he would have been able to keep is just the Blood Moon, but...
Oh, sure. It's still
whatever.
a card.
Yeah. So now, Billy's going to get to untap Blood Moon.
Here's a Blood Moon response, and Justin's gonna go find a basic island. So this will leave him with Island Mountain. And the Gargadon's at 5.
Alright, we're swapping out islands for
we're gonna you know, let's dress the board up here. We are on camera, right?
We are on camera. Honestly, I'm not impressed with Gurus.
Well, you're wrong.
I don't really like them.
I think
they don't tickle me fancy. So here's Nahiri.
It looks like Billy has in the year of the sideboard here. I'm recognizing that Billy has a lot of cards to come out.
Yes. He also has multiple Blood Moons that I'm sure he's excited to discard here.
So Anger of the Gods can come out. These Blood Moons can come out. And so that's at least, you know, 4 spots, I imagine. 2. I'm looking at 2 Blood Moons.
So this Nahiri has some targets for her ult. I watched Billy's round 1 finish up, and he was able to Nahiri ult to get a Greater Gargadon to swing for 9 for the win. His opponent was at 2, and we begged him to get a Simian Spirit Guide, but he would not do it.
Refused?
He absolutely refused.
Man, brutal. Is there an Emrakul?
Didn't see. I would assume so. As a one-of, it's not too disruptive.
Correct. You can't cascade into it.
Correct. Not being able to cascade into an Emrakul is a big deal.
So I know you play some Commander. There's a cascading Commander, right?
Yes.
Does it check the additional mana you've paid when you cast the Commander?
Like if you cast an X spell?
No. When you cast the Commander, sometimes there's additional costs to be paid because the Commander's been put in the command zone more than once.
I believe Cascade just checks
the converted
mana cost. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking, like, you know, how would you cascade into an Emrakul? You won't.
Draco with a Maelstrom Nexus out.
Alright. We figured it out. So, really, we stopped talking about the game there because Billy had won the game by resolving Restore Balance.
Yeah, that card will end the game in this matchup almost 100% of the time because Justin is not applying any pressure in the early game.
Right.
So how many cards is Billy taking out? He has shuffled the entire 15 in.
I love it.
For the record.
I love it. Did he do it for the record?
He did it
Was that his? Was that his? He did it. Oh, oh, you were ending the sentence. I thought he did it for the record,
No.
as in that's the only reason he would commit such an action.
No, he did it for the nookie.
He did it all for the nookie. All right, so I'm not sure what Billy brings in, but we know these.
We know what's coming out.
We know what's coming out.
Buy Blood Moon. Buy Anger.
Now, Justin Gebing, if he has like a Vandal Blast or a, I think there's a lot of Affinity Hate cards.
Yeah, Vandal Blast is good. I don't know if you can bank on getting to 5, although just Vandal Blasting something for 1 is a huge deal.
Yeah, if they border post, pick up their land, and you Vandal Blast the border post.
Sure. For that reason,
that's huge.
Abrupt Decay is also pretty solid.
Right. I'm
Not
just saying,
obviously out of Justin Gebing's deck, but like stuff like that.
Yeah, the incidental Affinity Hate cards could be good here.
Sure.
I don't know exactly what, if he's like on a Hurkyl's Recall. Man, Hurkyl's Recall after like Restore Balance on the stack, Hurkyl's Recall you would be humongous for Justin because it increases Billy's hand.
Right. And you get to draw all those cards or force him to discard.
Right.
Rather.
And then he has to redevelop instead of being like so on the board.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that seems pretty strong. Although usually when...
I don't know what his Affinity Hate is, so I'm thinking nobody's like packing their sideboard for Restore Balance.
Correct.
So you got to get creative.
You do. I would imagine there is a Vandal Blast or a Shatterstorm. I personally prefer Vandal Blast immensely, but some people want to be able to cast Shatterstorm on 4, and that's reasonable.
Sure. Yeah, I think with the Lightning Bolt, as you're planning for Affinity, I think the Lightning Bolts hopefully keep you alive until you can get to a Vandal Blast overloaded.
Correct, but 5 is still a tall order for
and some
Affinity
blue decks just go with Hurkyl's Recall.
Hurkyl's Recall does a wonderful job of buying you at minimum a turn.
Yeah,
sometimes it just buys you multiple turns.
If you, and if you time it right, sometimes you can like literally just decimate their whole board.
Yeah.
And
so Justin going down to 6. Billy looks like he's keeping his 7. Shaking his pineapple popcorn.
Is that any good? Did you get a little bit of that?
I got a little bit. I gotta say, I'm a huge fan, but I'm also a huge fan of just pineapple in general. I am one of the monsters that puts pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I put pineapple on all. Do you put nuggets or do you use pineapple rings? Given the option.
Given the option, probably the nuggets, as you called them.
Chunks.
Yeah, the pineapple nugs.
Just
all over my pizza.
The little pineapple chunk nugs.
Chunk nugs.
Chunked up nugs. I love it if you can get rings thin sliced.
Yeah. So I grill pineapple rings on like burgers.
Yes, that's another fantastic. You got to have a very clean grill.
I mean, not really.
Oh, see, I find that the sugar from the pineapple like sticks to the grill, and so when you go to get it up, you get some crap with it.
Oh yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're like super dirty.
I use a clean grill.
I clean my grill, but
yeah, let me see your grill.
I appreciate that.
So Justin starts off with a Serum Visions into a Scalding Tarn, must have bottomed, and Billy leads with a turn 1 Greater Gargadon.
Yeah, turn 1 Greater Gargadon's going to apply some pressure. I mean, suspended for 10 doesn't seem like a lot, but again, Justin doesn't have early game pressure in this deck, and these 10 turns are going to pass very quickly.
All right, so Justin keeps, he's got 2 lands, misses his 3rd land drop. Here it is. Billy's also missing land number 3. No border posts, nothing like that. It's interesting. Just gonna continue to pass here.
Here's a land.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad Billy doesn't have like a border post heavy hand because these mana leaks would really mess him up.
suspending the restore balance.
So he was probably timing this pretty carefully against the Greater Gargadon.
I would think so.
So if you notice, it's going to go off the turn before the Greater Gargadon. Which, maybe if Billy has like a clock spinning, you can sneak that Gargadon into play.
I don't think that's the case.
Oh man, clock spinning is one of those cards. You got to remember that one.
I don't think you have to remember it. I think you're safe to just forget.
Have you ever clock spinning and bought it back on in like
So,
a mental magic?
Yeah, I have done that.
It's a nice one. Here's a bribery. So bribery is going to let Justin look through Billy's deck,
Billy looking at
find any creature, and
this is a fun interaction here.
all right.
Oh, Billy can't ricochet trap the bribery.
All right. So if this bribery were, if he could like commandeer this bribery,
Yeah.
that works. Here's bribery of another art. Justin has the Judge promo art, but this is the original Mercadian Mass one. But you literally just get to go in their library and put it into play. It doesn't. You don't cast it.
So here's the thing with Billy, or with Justin tapping out for this, the gate is open for Billy to resolve a restore balance, and with no creatures in play, this creature's just going to go away.
Right, and I think Justin's going to be on a Greater Gargadon. I think is the only. What is that? An Emrakul? No, what is that?
It looks like an Emrakul the Promised End.
Okay, it's just one of the horrendous. This card has been promoted so many flippin' times.
I can't tell what. I think that's the No, that's Emrakul the Aeon's Torn.
Okay. Yeah, this is Wizards' favorite card to promo currently.
All right, so
it's
we're gonna.
the RPTQ promo, right? Right now.
Is it the RPTQ promo?
I think so.
I don't know, man.
Because Progenitus is the Grand Prix promo.
And that's also horrendous, for the record.
Is it?
The worst Grand Prix promo they've ever had.
Wow.
They've had a pretty solid track record.
I'll have to go back and look.
I mean, the second worst is probably Spiritmonger, and that card's just sweet, so...
You don't have to sell me on the Spiritmonger promo.
Right? Alright.
Alright, so let's see.
So, Demonic Dread, being a sorcery, is going to be able to target this Emrakul, which is very important.
Yeah, because you couldn't be able to you wouldn't be able to cast it without. What?
Oh no, this is Emrakul Aeon's Torn, so it's protection from colored spells.
Oh, I see.
And he didn't have another target.
Yeah, we just thanks. Our spotter came back to give us that info, that it's pro-colored spells because we couldn't read it. What?
You were just very insistent on we couldn't read it.
We couldn't. It was very shiny. There was a lot of glare. Man, that reminds me that I need to get one of these RPTQ promos.
Do you?
Well, it's gonna go on the promos cube.
I mean, are you gonna have multiple Emrakuls? Because Emrakul was also the buy a box promo, right?
It was the release event promo.
Yeah, one of those things.
And I don't have one of those.
Okay, so you just want to win a PPTQ.
I really just want to get one of every promo.
Okay.
So that I can like rotate them through the cube as you know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know when you want like one Emrakul or another Emrakul. Or both Emrakuls.
Or put two Emrakuls in there.
That seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, probably.
Justin going to 6.
Yeah, the project's on pause for a minute. I haven't really worked on it that much.
How many counters did... Let's see, so it's 6, and then down to 5.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
I was trying to think if Billy had enough permanence to sack to bring Gargadon out while floating mana to target his own Gargadon with the Demonic Dread.
Right.
But at that point, you're just kind of restarting the game and not really getting anywhere.
Right.
With another Restore Balance on the horizon.
Yeah, that bribery really put the nail in the coffin.
Sure.
It's got to be an amazing card when you know that they have something like an Emrakul in their deck.
Yeah. If you're Billy, do you sideboard Emrakul out?
No, there's no way that could be right.
Well, there's a way.
And there's a will, there's a way, I guess. Alright. So here's a interesting turn 2 for Justin to think about. Looks like he's got Remand available.
Another Serum Visions to play.
Serum Visions.
So what do you think of the new Serum Visions art in Modern Masters 2017?
It's fine. It's
fine.
It's better than the F&M foil art, the Brazzers art.
It's better than the Brazzers art? I don't know about that.
I mean, as much as I love the Brazzers art, don't get me wrong.
Look at this.
It's very slivery. It's kind of got that like spy versus spy thing going on.
I mean, it's very Virexian, but yeah, I do see the spy versus spy.
like pointed nose, like kind of insect looking.
I mean, so for me, I think this goes down as like one of the worst Magic arts in modern Magic. Because I mean, the old like.
It's got to be. It's one of the worst.
Yes, is what I'm saying.
All right. I definitely don't. My bigger concern is the text box.
Yes. The time has come. Welcome to the planet of the apes, my friend.
All right, so this is going to be a clock on Justin. He's got a lightning bolt in hand if he wants to handle it right now. This is definitely not a spell you want to remand.
So at one point, these tables were turned. Billy was playing Jeskai Control, and I was playing Living End. And
you ran out your ape?
Beat Billy to death with 3 Simian Spirit Guides.
All right.
So he didn't bolt the first one on the first turn because he had Wrath in his deck.
I think this double fetch land activation is it indicative of the fact that Justin's probably going to bribery him next turn?
I think that's a solid assumption. But if Billy has the instant speed Cascader, that's not going to be as profitable for Justin.
Okay.
Then again, Billy doesn't have a sack outlet, so all he's going to do, and he has a creature.
Yep. I think the bribery is coming. Man, this bribery card is quite the heater.
Yeah, bribery's sick out of Justin's sideboard here.
Here it is again.
Bribery. There's the Emrakul.
So I guess what Billy could do is let himself get attacked once, float a bunch of mana, sack all his permanents to Annihilator.
Yeah, but then you're
Cast
at the
res-
mercy of Justin's hand, because Justin
Right.
gets to untap in between that.
Yeah. I guess he's got to hit an out here.
Suddenly this
'Cause
Simeon
he's got
Spirit
the
Guide is
violent
not great.
outburst.
So Lingering Souls is interesting. He'll be able to cast both sides of it here. And chump an Emrakul at least. Sacrifice a bunch of stuff.
Interesting. Man, Bribery coming down on turn 5 in both games 2 and 3 is not good for Billy.
Yeah. Definitely not. So, I mean, there were some plays there, but nothing great.